Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the shocking story of Parker Schnabel. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to literally hit gold? Well, that's exactly what, from its modest beginnings in the Alaskan tundra to its ascent to popularity in the gold mining sector, Parker, the youthful and daring hero of Discovery Channel's Gold Rush, has amassed a sizable fortune in addition to gold. But what is his precise wealth? Before getting into the juicy details, it's important to look at Parker Schnabel's early years to understand how he became a legendary figure in the gold mining industry. In this video, we'll reveal the various aspects of Parker's success story, including his wealth, lavish lifestyle, and motivations. The making of a hero in gold mining. Parker Schnabel is a native of Canada's wild and beautiful Yukon Territory. He was born on July 22, 1994, in the small Alaskan town of Hannes. His early years were greatly influenced by his family's long history of mining, and as a child, he was frequently exposed to his grandfather's stories and advice. John Schnabel is a well-known figure in the gold mining industry. He owned a mine in Porcupine and was often regarded as one of the best miners of his time. Alaska. Here amid the slithering creeks and majestic mountains that Parker's interest in gold mining started to grow. Parker showed extraordinary interest in and passion for the family business. Even as a youngster, he observed his grandfather and learned the ins and outs of the mine. Over the course of many hours exchanged, John took Parker under his wing after noticing a spark in his grandson and taught him everything he knew how to locate and extract gold. Parker's tiny hands excitedly took hold of the instruments of the trade, and he soon realized how complicated the procedure was. Parker's love for gold mining only grew stronger by the time he was a teenager. Although the majority Parker was fantasizing while children his age were engrossed with the usual teenage pursuits of becoming wealthy and establishing himself in the gold mining industry, he would frequently went to the mine with his grandfather, learning everything he could. John made the decision to put Parker to the final test when he turned 16. He rented a portion of his Parker as the sole owner of Porcupine Creek, hence he bears full responsibility for all expenses and earnings. Critics questioned if a 16-year-old could manage such a significant task. However, Parker stepped up to the plate and put together a small group of nearby miners to work the claim. Parker was able to harvest enormous amounts of gold from the claim, frequently to the surprise of onlookers, thanks to his unwavering diligence and keen insight. Parker led his group with a combination of youthful energy and timeless wisdom, and his mining skills and reputation in the industry both grew over time. But how did Parker transform into the modern-day gold mining hero? What was the turning point in his career? Hold on tight, and let's take a closer look. The rise to fame of Parker. By the year 2012, Parker Schnabel was already a young gold prospector and a Yukon success story. As word spread about his achievements, reality TV producers realized they had the opportunity to change the public's perception of him. Parker was the perfect star because of his skills and his passion, and he made gold mining a popular show. The producers offered Parker the chance to appear in a brand new Discovery Channel program called Through Gold Rush. Viewers, they planned to document his work and educate the nation to his family's mining background. Parker talked about it with someone since he thought this was a fantastic chance to spread his brand. John's wise grandfather. After they all decided to give Gold Rush a try, Parker quickly became well-liked by viewers. Following the show's premiere, everyone admired his youthful enthusiasm, his in-depth mining knowledge, and his unwavering perseverance. The program took off, and Parker Schnabel rose to fame and became a rising star in the gold mining industry, but the celebrity only made him more determined to succeed. When Parker returned to his Porcupine Creek operation, he capitalized on his newfound fame by hiring more people and investing in bigger, more powerful equipment. By his early 20s, he was also a brilliant tactician who was constantly thinking of new ways to extract more gold from each season. With this degree of success, Parker had shattered his own records and accumulated almost 3,000 ounces of gold in a single season. Parker was making millions of dollars and setting new standards for the amount and effectiveness of gold that could be extracted from the earth. His remarkable skills and the gold rush had made him a trailblazer in the industry who was changing the way things were done, but fame also had its drawbacks, and other miners about twice his age were struggling financially. Started to question Parker's success and feel jealous that he would face more difficulties in the next chapter of his story. He would have to deal with fierce competition, a volatile gold market, and a loss in his personal life. But would Parker be able to expand his mining company even further, or would these new difficulties defeat him? Watch this space to learn about the 2016 grit test. The year that Parker Schnabel said goodbye to his beloved grandfather John Schnabel, who passed away at the extraordinary age of 96, was a year of profound change in his life that was marked by both devastating loss and a strong sense of purpose. John was more than just a member of Parker's family, he was a hero, a mentor, and his most trusted confidant. Their bond was based on much more than just sharing ancestry, it was founded on a deep love for the wild Yukon and gold mining from Parker's early years. John Schnabel had been a constant in his life, teaching him both the technical skills necessary for success in the competitive world of gold mining difficulties as well as the emotional toughness needed to withstand its relentless trials. Parker's granddad carefully taught him how to read the land and identify promising mining opportunities. Acquire and monitor claims, oversee a hard-working crew and provide fresh concepts when traditional methods didn't work. These lessons would be the foundation of Parker's subsequent successes. After Grandpa passed away, Parker's life was forever changed. After John passed away, he struggled with grief that threatened to take him away from his career and personal objectives, but this grief also gave him a new sense of purpose and a strong desire to continue his grandfather's legacy and grow the family business. Parker quietly but resolutely vowed to do whatever it took to make John proud. Parker paused to collect himself after the heartbreaking farewell before plunging into his new world for the first time. Schnabel Mining's whole responsibility sat directly on his youthful shoulders. No comforting voice or safety nets remained giving guidance from all across the mining site. Parker was alone himself, but he was prepared. Parker had a strong desire to succeed and established high standards for both the business and himself. He wasn't satisfied with keeping things as they were. He wanted to develop, grow and surpass his own annual gold production records. He became somewhat of a real estate agent throughout the ensuing years. Magnate in the gold fields of Yukon, he negotiated a lease and obtained a number of new claims for the highly sought after Eureka Creek site, which has long been rumored for its rich unrealized potential. Parker was now overseeing more than one mining operation. He was governing a multi-claim intricate empire that spanned the untamed Yukon territory. Parker found himself in unfamiliar territory. As a result of this quick expansion, he had to overcome tremendous obstacles. He needed to develop rapidly, becoming proficient in resource management, strategic planning as well as logistics on a far bigger scale than previously, having several crews running concurrently and state-of-the-art equipment dispersed throughout many locations. His profit margins were reduced by operating costs that surged, payroll charges, fuel costs, and equipment rents, all of which intensified pressure from all sides. Parker, however, proved to be resilient. Instead of crumbling under the weight of financial strain and expectations, he strengthened his leadership skills and assembled a competent team of managers and foremen to help him oversee the growing business. He became a meticulous planner who closely examined production data and was always searching for ways to boost output. Errors were inevitable. Parker was threatened by the initial mistakes in project timeline, crew location, and equipment distribution, but he refused to give up and saw every setback as an opportunity to improve his strategies and grow into a more resourceful and astute leader over this challenging journey. When things got tough, Parker often found himself relying on the lessons his grandfather had taught him about resiliency. His vision and perseverance resonated in his mind because, in the face of intense competition and mounting challenges, Parker called forth his grandfather's spirit, paying tribute to the man who had taught him how to capitalize on adversity. One of the most respected people in the competitive Yukon social mining community today is Parker Schnabel. His rise to prominence goes beyond a simple tale of business success. Success is a story of tenacity, empathy, and an unbreakable generational bond. A living testimony to John Schnabel's enduring influence, Parker's successes stand as a testament to the tenacity of tradition and the unflinching pursuit of greatness. The memory of Grandpa is carried with him in every ounce of gold he extracts, every accomplishment he makes for John, and the silent satisfaction that comes from knowing that he is always making him proud. Parker continues to move forward despite the challenging journey because of a pledge he made long ago in honor of the man who taught him how to dig for greatness as well as gold. Parker had a deep respect for the pure environment around him as a result of his devotion to the land. Parker Schnabel, who grew up in the wild magnificence of the Yukon with his grandfather. As Parker's mining business grew rapidly and he became extremely successful, he realized that he couldn't just take from the land and leave it undisturbed. Therefore, he realized that preserving the natural environment for future generations became a fundamental principle that directed his mining operations. Parker realized that traditional mining techniques could seriously harm the environment, so he made significant investments in state-of-the-art containment devices to ensure that these cutting-edge systems served as strongholds, guaranteeing that the delicate ecosystem's use of hazardous chemicals wouldn't be impacted by the gold mining process. Parker also employed cutting-edge filtration equipment, which functioned like a very strong strainer, meticulously removing any contaminated water before it reached the shimmering streams and tributaries that meandered across the Yukon. Parker was passionate about clearing the land after mining was completed and the gold was extracted, much like sculpting a huge work of art. Teams would meticulously alter the ground, grade it to ensure proper drainage, and remove debris. His commitment to the environment went beyond simple prevention, though. Drainage, the final stage, involved reclaiming the area with naturally occurring plants that were specifically chosen to thrive in the Yukon. Bare mining climate. This laborious reclamation process transformed the area into places that are teeming with life and returned to their natural habitats. Over time, these reclaimed spaces restored the delicate equilibrium of the ecosystem by attracting a variety of plants and animals. Parker's dedication to the environment went beyond his commercial endeavors. As his profile grew, he saw an opportunity to use his position to further the greater good.